and he raised me to be a certain way. But, you know, knowing him makes it a lot easier because I know that some of these accusations are just pure false. So that's helpful as well.
He talks about the family weighing in on the decision to run. Where did you come down during that discussion?
I really didn't. It's such a personal decision, and it has, you know, such personal ramifications. Obviously, he has an amazing business that he's built that's never been stronger. We love what we do. He loves to build. I think first and foremost, that's what he does best. He loves being on construction sites. He loves touring our projects between Doral and Miami, Florida, between the old post office in Washington, D.C., right on Pennsylvania Avenue, between Turnberry. These are all major active construction projects that he would very much enjoy visiting and working on. And he gave up a lot, not just in terms of, you know, the personal attacks and the nastiness of politics, but also in terms of his personal passions and real estate to do this. And, you know, obviously we're a family business, so we have a lot of fun together. So for us, on a personal level, it's, you know, I wish that we could be working alongside of him every day, but ultimately he's doing something that he feels is much more important, and it's quite selfless to run for politics and to run for an office of this caliber, especially if you're not a politician, you know, where it isn't the logical next step, but something quite far afield.
Is there a side of him that the public doesn't see that you wish they did see?
Well, it's hard for me to know exactly what the public sees. I'm too sort of biased by my own experience of him, but I think, you know, he is incredibly funny and charismatic, and I do think that shines through. And he's an incredibly authentic person, which certainly does. You know, he says what he means, and he means what he says. He's incredibly loyal. That's something that's been just a real sort of truth of his for as long as I've known him, both as a child observing him and how he interacted with his friends and family, and then more recently over the last decade at the Trump Organization, seeing how he supports his executives and the tens of thousands of employees who work for him. So he's incredibly loyal, and he's a great leader in that he gives great guidance. He sets aggressive goals for the business and has a very clear and well-articulated vision, but he allows people to help him accomplish those goals. You know, some leaders are actually quite bad. They're bad at managing people. They stifle people. He doesn't. He actually brings out the best in people. And, you know, one of the things I think is so remarkable, especially now as I'm working and building this business at Trump and my own business as well. I have a personal brand of apparel and accessories as well, which has been growing quite quickly as a business. It's very hard to really inspire people as a leader, and he does that so well and so seemingly easily. And I think that's why he's able to accomplish such big goals.
Well, I've interviewed both Don Jr. and Eric, your brothers, and I always ask them stories about, okay, tell me the time that your dad kind of cracked the whip and came down hard on you. Donald Jr. tells a great story where his father came home from work and he was fairly young, and your dad asked him to get a Diet Coke, and he wasn't inclined to do so, and he tells a story about how your dad cracked down pretty hard. Do you have any of those stories?
Oh, I was Dad's little girl. Of course not. I never got into trouble, Sean.
Oh, so you just like my family. Every time I got in trouble with my sisters,
one of my brothers.
and it probably worked every time, right?
It did work quite often. It did work. I still harbor some guilt about it. I think there was an incident with a beach ball in a house that may or may not, my older brother Don may or may not have taken the wrath for.
You know, it's funny, when I do go over to Trump Towers, and this is long before your father ever got involved in politics, I mean, he always made it a point to walk me over to your office to say hi, and you were always gracious, and Don Jr. and say hi, and Eric and say hi, and it's amazing what a close-knit family you have always been, and I think whether you